Hello everyone and welcome to Ginger Prime. My name is Brian if you're new around here, but if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, you magnificent beast. That's what you get for subscribing, by the way. Free compliments at the start of these videos. Now this video is going to be a Diablo Immortal new player frequently asked questions video. I have been being asked lots of questions about, is this game pay to win? And so many more. Does it support controller, especially as a controller player myself? And this is my hope that this video is going to answer any and all questions that you have. However, if there is a question that you still have after watching this video, sound off in the comments. I'll do my best to either answer it there or in a follow-up video if it makes sense or if it's needed. Now, again, we're going to dive through a lot, and we're going to start with probably the most contextual or controversial or concerning piece of the puzzle. Free to play, pay to win. What can you spend your money on? Are you going to be at a disadvantage? Because if that is your breaking point when it comes to these kind of games, you don't need to hang out for the rest of the video. I do appreciate it if you do. That does help out the channel. Likes help out on the channel. And if you're new and you do hit that subscribe button, let me know so I can welcome you officially to the Ginger Prime Nation. But outside of that, we're going to go and dive in, get you the information you need right now. First and foremost, like I said, is Diablo Immortal free to play, pay to win? The simplest answer is yes and yes. It is free to play, completely supported by microtransactions, a battle pass, premium currency, and that premium currency can get you an advantage in PvP. By definition, that is what I look at as a pay to win game. I know that this is a contextual, conversational thing within gaming. Everybody kind of has their own definition, so I'm going to give you guys the overview of what you can purchase for money and what you can farm. And at the end of the day, I'm not here to judge how you spend your money and your time, but this is just the information that I want you to have. First and foremost, eternal orbs. These are basically your non-farmable in-game currency. You can use this to buy various other premium currencies, and when you can see this is essentially Diablo learning very, very well from Korean-based games, as in you have that various hands-off money transfer style approach. You also have the Empowered Battle Pass. Now the Battle Pass has a free track. The Empowered Battle Pass is the paid track. Gives you 40 ranks, and there's a monthly reset. So it looks like they're going to be selling you 12 different Battle Passes a year if you're like hardcore into it. And then essentially when you finish your 40 ranks, you can actually continue to grind on it, leveling up and earning Gifts of Renown, which actually contains powerful rewards. And you do that by doing various quests and more within the game. Now there's also a thing you can purchase, and everything I've listed so far is just cash only. You have the Boon of Plenty. This grants you bonus daily login rewards. It also gives you more resources when playing the game. And then you also have treasure troves. This is dungeon specific chests that you can buy after clearing said dungeon. So those are the 4 things that you can buy with cash you cannot farm. But let's talk about what you can farm and that you can use to be able to purchase other things in the game. So platinum is going to be used for gems. Now, unlike the eternal orbs, they can actually be farmed in game, but at a very, very slow pace. And you can actually buy platinum with eternal orbs. Then you have hilts. This is a currency used to actually purchase crests, gems, and even reforged stones. But you can also buy these with eternal orbs as well. You have reforged stones. This is actually going to allow you to change your attributes with your gear. You can actually only get these once at max level, and you can buy up to 3 stones per day. And then you have crests, which are used to modify elder rifts, providing gives you basically a greater or lesser challenge, up to you, and it does guarantee rare drops after clearing the rift. So yes, Diablo Immortal has pay-to-win features, and PvP is also greatly affected by microtransactions in this game. So, free-to-play players that actually are going to be put up at a disadvantage to those who are paying and spending money. And that is, by my definition, pay-to-win. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to judge you. I'm still planning on playing this game, but I play these kind of games in a very different way when it comes to money. I do not let my children play these kind of games because they don't have no concept of what money really is, and I don't need them asking me for any of it, because that's, any parents out there listening know all too well that is the case. Anyway, let's dive into more of the questions here. Is Diablo Immortal crossplay, cross progression? And the answer is yes and yes. Like, you can play this game PC and mobile, crossplay, cross progression. It's all connected. But here's kind of the kicker. And while we have a server list essentially, and you guys can go check that out, overall you have servers on NA West, NA East, EU, SA, East Asia, Oceanic, right? And then within those regions you have a wide range of different servers. Currently, at the time of this recording, there is not cross play between the worlds. So if you want to play with your friends, you have to be on the same world to coordinate with them. But regardless of PC, mobile, whether you want to play on your computer and then pick it up on your iPad, you're good. Like, it's your character, and you're ready to rock and roll. Does the game support controllers? And the answer is yes. This is a huge win for me as a controller player, and if it's needed, I'll put out a guide on it for you guys. So just note that it might be something coming to the channel here in a little bit. But overall, yes, it supports controllers on PC. I think maybe even on mobile, because they went and added it. At the end of the day, I don't plan on playing on mobile, but if you guys want me to test that out for you, let me know. But here's the thing that I think is going to make a lot of people excited. This is usually what I get asked a lot about Lost Ark and more. Does the game support WASD controls? And the answer is yes. You can actually, this is a Diablo first, I believe, where this game officially supports the ability so you can play WASD while playing the game. Also, as a kind of an aside, hotkeys are actually supported on the PC version of this game, so PC players will have a little bit extra functionality and control. So, and when it comes down to playing, how many people can you party up with? What's going on with the different clan systems and more? Well, the maximum party size is 5, but the game also does support clans and warbands. And warbands are kind of like a small focus group of kind of trying to clear goals together, and there are extra rewards for you for doing so. Now, a clan seems to be a larger, system, and you can join obviously a clan, or you can create one for 100,000 gold, which is something we'll try to cover here in the future in terms of like what you can all use for the money and for the gold as well, just to keep everybody as educated as possible. So typically in past Diablo games, there was a concept called seasons. That's not supported in Diablo Immortal. Note that you have your character and they kind of want you to continue to progress on it. So you could think of, and it's weird because like when you talk about seasons and then the battle pass, typically what we see with battle pass kind of games is that natural seasonal model, but a season means something different in Diablo. If you guys have never played, basically what happens at the end of the season, your character gets moved into kind of a permanent character list, new season begins, and you do a whole new race to level up and go all the way through the content. That's not what this is going to be about. So in a way, in my mind, the way I view it is it seems like, and they're not using seasons to not cause confusion with how they've used them in the past, but essentially with the battle pass, you're going to have that kind of like every month, this is what's going on, and looks like they're going to be adding in new content and new ways to get you to log in and play the game. So that's going to be something that's interesting. So in a way, yes, based off the modern take of other games, but in the Diablo sense, no, seasons are not supported. PvP features. This is actually something really interesting and also same time controversial as it relates to the pay to win aspects of the game. You have Battlegrounds. This is essentially where you engage in 8v8 teams and PvP battles, and you can actually also choose to be a part of a team of attackers to attack the Ancient Heart, or a team of defenders who try and stop them from that mode. And so that's the Battlegrounds mode. There's also the kind of in terms of their end game, it's called the Cycle of Strife, which does feature PvE and PvP components. Essentially, you gotta pick between two factions, the Immortals and the Shadows, and this engages them in combat and to have them fight over like all the different kind of things. So you have kind of vaulted raids. The Immortals can store away their treasures in their own vault, while the Shadows test the Immortals by raiding said vaults. Why I'm stuttering and struggling with that word. You have the Rite of Exile gameplay mode for Shadows specifically, where you form teams called Dark Houses, and then these Dark Houses compete against each other to become the top Dark House deemed worthy enough to challenge the Immortals. And then you have Challenge of the Immortal. Once the Rite of Exile is done, then you have the reigning Dark House pits 30 Shadows against a single Immortal who has transformed into a powerful raid boss only for that encounter. Whoever wins the battle will become the new Immortals. And so, a couple other things to kind of touch on. Will there be followers or mercenaries like they have seen in the past? And no, currently this is unconfirmed. Obviously, being that this is an MMO, player massively online, something like that. However you want to. MMO is such a weird term nowadays. It's kind of like it's used, but in general, like it ends up like the fact that you have party members of 5, not so massive, but yeah, there is that server. So I always kind of leave it up to you. Like there's different definitions in a way. It's kind of all encompassing of a term, but that's probably better save for a discussion video in the future. Anyway, yeah. So at the end of the day, Diablo Immortal launching in beta for PC on June the 2nd. Everywhere else phones and mobile, on June the 2nd, and you can pre-download it right now if you're listening to this before June the 2nd. Hopefully you got some good stuff from this video. I'm trying not to make it too long, so I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for being here. If you feel like I earned it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, let me know in the comments. And I look forward to having more conversations, especially about the state of MMORPGs, action RPGs, so much more here on the channel. Thanks, guys. I hope you have a great day. Hopefully I'll see you in my next one. But until then, take care.
Yeah. It's time to chill out on the couch and read some comments. That's right. You know me when it comes to Destiny. I'm off with a clan, and I'm glad you're feeling better. Oh, yeah.